Good evening and welcome to another episode of Bright Spots. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have a great show planned for you tonight. I'm real excited about our guest, and I think that you are going to enjoy tonight's conversation. Just some housekeeping rules. Those of you that are tuning in, please let us know that you're here. Send us a comment down below. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If this is your first time watching Bright Spots, let us know that as well. We'd love to know. And as always, we are just so thankful that you are tuning in tonight. And Bright Spots happens every Wednesday at 7 o'clock, a different guest every week, a different conversation. So we want you to tune in. If you've missed any episodes and you'd like to see some of the past episodes, just go over to brightspotsov.com. Everyone is there. All of our guests, their bios, and their link to their episodes. So if you've missed anything and you'd like to catch those, just go over to brightspotsov.com. And this episode will also be placed on there later this evening. So if you are tuning in later, please let us know, as I said, where you're from, where you're tuning in from, and if this is your first time tuning in. We are excited about tonight's show, but before we get started, I would just love to let you all know that it is a beautiful day here in Ohio, and the weather has been a little unpredictable lately. We've had storms. Of course, that's, Ohio weather in the winter. I'm sorry, in the summer. It is summer, right? In my office, it is freezing cold, and our house is usually very chilly as well, and I don't like to be cold. I don't know about you. I don't know how you feel about air conditioning, but it really does mess with my sinuses, and I don't like to be cold. I would much rather go outside and get warm. So there's a lot of things that are being postponed or changed, or events are being transitioned to online events. I'd love to know if you've been planning to attend something and you didn't get to go because it was canceled or postponed to a later date. My husband and I had tickets to a vintage fair over in Monroeville, and because of COVID, it was postponed and now it has been canceled. And we're really looking for things to do on the weekends when we are not working, and it's hard to find something now. So if you have found events that are happening, things that are still taking place, I'd love to know about it. Let me know, whether they're here in the Ohio Valley or they're a drive away. Either way, I'd just love to know what you're finding to do on the weekends and in the evenings when you're not working. Okay, without further ado, let's bring our guest. I see that she has made it into the studio, and I am very excited to introduce to you Nicole Adamski. Nicole joined the Steubenville business community in 2015 as the Director of Sales at the Inn and Suites at Franciscan Square, a Best Western. She has been involved in the community as a chamber representative for the hotel and currently resides as the Ambassador Chair. She has been involved in the planning of the annual Ambassador Burger Bash, which we're going to talk a little bit about, serving as event chair for 4 years. Nicole is also a member of the Ohio Valley Business and Professional Women's Club, where she will be president for this upcoming year, beginning in September. She is also a founding member of the Tri-State Referrals branch of BNI, which is the Business Networking International. She has worked in hospitality for 28 years, is married with 1 daughter and 3 stepchildren, and is excited to continue to be involved in the development and expansion of Franciscan Square. Ladies and gentlemen, please make welcome Nicole Adamski, and I hope that I am saying that correctly. Nicole?
Yep, that is right. Okay. Lori, hope you all can see me here. I'm sitting out on my back porch at home.
Well,
the sun's not too bright.
Yeah.
So I'm over here in Pennsylvania, where it is also very warm.
Yeah.
Yes. So, but I agree with you.
Outside, so that's good, right?
Yes, but I agree with you on being too cold inside. I like being warm, feel the sunshine on my face.
Yeah, me too. So Nicole, for folks who may be tuning in who are not familiar with you, tell us a little bit about you. Who are you? Or, tell us about your family. We'd love to hear more.
Sure. Well, as you had mentioned, it'll be 5 years come December that I took the position in Steubenville. Like I said, I'm from Pennsylvania. I reside in McDonald right now, originally from Robinson, way back before the mall and all of that. So I had the opportunity for the position in Steubenville while they were building the new hotel. So I jumped on the opportunity, and here the past 5 years have flown by. I have made lots of great connections, friends, and been involved in a lot of events and activities in the area and organizations, as you heard from my introduction. So yes, it has been quite a great experience there at the hotel, building and opening the new hotel, and watching Franciscan Square develop now to 3 restaurants and another business, and hopefully more to come. So yes, it's exciting, the development that the university has done along the boulevard and all of the expansion. They are the owners of the hotel, and they are great owners. We work for a management company, Prospero Hospitality, and they are a wonderful company to work for as well. So it's been quite an adventure over the past 4.5 years.
Yeah, it's been great to see that area grow up.
Yeah.
And offer additional things there at the square. And I just recently was introduced to Ruby's. Yeah, there on the square. So great place to eat if you haven't checked it out.
Yep, absolutely. Great pizza. I have to stay away.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how thick the pizza was the first time we ordered it. My goodness.
Delicious. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so this show was born out of the pandemic. So we like to start every episode by asking you, has the quarantine, the pandemic changed you? And if so, how?
Personally, not so much. I've continued to work. We've been fortunate that our hotel, although a lot of hotels are not doing so well, our hotel fortunately has stayed busy with the different oil and gas crews and the workers at the power plants down on the river. So we're very fortunate for that. Of course, we've tightened up on, of course, the extra cleaning, and had to modify a lot of the things around the hotel, the breakfast, the distancing, and all. So that was interesting. We got through it, being busy, everybody working to pitch in and help out in doing their part. So, and it has paid off. It really has, that we've been fortunate to stay as busy as we've been. Personally, not a lot has changed. My husband and I are sort of social, like to go out a few evenings a week. Just put a little damper on that, but that's not such a bad thing. So, but we've also, we bought some property up north, and we've worked all through the winter and COVID, and we've got a lot done. So that's been helpful because there's not a lot of other things to do. So we've made our time very, very productive.
That's great. A lot of the people that I've talked to that have hobbies and have things that they do anyways outside of work that doesn't involve going out to eat or out to shop, or those seem to be the people that are really, that seem to be coping the best, I guess, with the whole staying at home wasn't that big a deal because they enjoyed doing that anyways. And it sounds like you had something to keep you busy.
Yeah, I don't have any other hobbies per se, so that's a good thing. So unlike, like you said, my daughter's been without a job since the very beginning, but she is very crafty. She got a puppy, so she's been remodeling a house, so quite busy. So in some ways I envy them, but I'm fortunate that I have a job and that I've been working through everything.
So tell us a little bit about Franciscan Square and the Inn and Suites Best Western. What's your favorite part about your job, and what does a typical day look like for you?
So I'd have to say the best part of my job, and in this hotel in particular, that I've gotten very acquainted with the area and the different organizations, which really opened things up for me because I wasn't from the area. Met a lot of great people, and consider a lot of them my friends, now after this time. And that whole thing in turn is what makes it good. It makes it the best part of the job, is being involved in the community and being out and about as I should be as a salesperson. And the same way what goes with the guests, getting to know our guests. We have a lot of repeat guests that visit Franciscan families and so forth, and just getting to know them and the appreciation that they feel when you remember them, you remember what they like, remember what room they like, and just some other little tidbits of amenities and so forth. And it's rewarding. I just had a guest this week, was very appreciative of me helping them out, and they went right over there to Brooklyn Bagels and brought me some snacks. So that's always nice. A typical day right now, don't get out a lot, so it's very different. It was a nice little break for a while, but as everyone else, itching to get back out into the community and the events and so forth. So in a typical day now, I pretty much try to just be involved as much as I can, the operations of the hotel, as well as still, as a salesperson, prospecting for new business and maintaining the relationships with all of the current clients.
So a lot of people transitioned their work to virtual meetings and using technology more to connect with folks. Was that easy for you? And how have you used technology to stay in touch with folks and continue to do that networking that is so important to salespeople?
Well, as the issues we had a little bit earlier here, now you can see I'm not real technically savvy. Once I get into a new program, as this one was for me, I'm okay. Zoom meetings, team meetings. It actually was kind of nice, like I said at the beginning, to not have to go out to certain, events, but still to be able to see everybody face to face on the camera and be able to talk. It's amazing that the technology that we have and what we can do. And that's a lot of the travel industry anymore. You don't see the business travelers as you once did because of the technology and meetings and, all the other avenues that we do have. For myself, it's good. It's good that I learned. It's good that I'm coming around to some of the different technology avenues. And it's worked well. It's worked well. It's not as easy to meet with clients per se, but to do meetings. We did a few chamber events. We've done our meetings and so forth on Zoom meetings. So it works out well. But again, looking forward to getting back out in person.
Yeah, definitely. I know that you and I have both attended some meetings together virtually, and as we are starting to get back to having smaller meetings, it's still a little odd, isn't it? I know myself, I'm used to embracing folks and, hugging, shaking hands, bumping elbows, whatever. And it's very odd now. It's very different. And I'm afraid that it may change the social landscape. I talked a little bit about that on last week's show, that a gentleman had come up to me and just asked me if I thought it was going to change the way that we approach one another in social settings. I truly hope that we get back to that, that friendliness. I enjoy that connection with other folks. And a friend of ours has popped on, Anthony Mugianis. Thank you so very much, Tony, for popping in. We love seeing you on Bright Spots. Thank you. And of course, Tony and Tara were guests early on when Bright Spots started. So folks, if you are just tuning in, you are tuning into Bright Spots, a weekly show that highlights extraordinary individuals who are shining their light in wonderful ways in our community. This is Laurie Labishak, and our guest this evening is Nicole Adamski, and she is with the Inn and Suites at Franciscan Square, as well as she is a Jefferson County Chamber Ambassador. So let's shift gears a little bit and talk a little bit about that. What does it mean to be an ambassador? How did that get started? And what do they do?
Well, fortunately, when I first took this position, as I mentioned, not from the area, didn't know anyone. Anita Jackson, for those of you who might know Anita Jackson, at the time, she was working at Franciscan University, and she just took me under her wing and she said, you need to become an ambassador. You need to get involved, and it'll just open all the doors that you need here in the community. So right from the start, I joined the Ambassador Club and just kept moving forward with that ever since. So the Ambassador Club is they are an arm of the chamber, volunteers from local businesses in the community that help and assist the chamber in their events and maintaining members and prospecting for new members. So it's really a fun way to get to know people. It really is. And when we say we're volunteering, it's never anything too intense. We help at the golf outing. We host the Ambassador Burger Bash. We do the ribbon cuttings. We just help out in any way that the chamber needs, annual dinner. And it really is fun. And it really has opened many, many doors for me in the community. And I guess by nature, I'm a leader, and therefore they pursued me to be on the board and head up the Burger Bash. But the Burger Bash actually started with Anita Jackson. She did it as a mixer when the previous Best Western was transformed into a Best Western, and they did it as a fun meet and greet. They did it poolside, and this was Anita Jackson's creation. And from there, it just became a larger event for the chamber community, just to spotlight what we do, and just a fun night of getting together and hanging out in the summer and poolside and having some burgers. So as I came on board, I was originally at the former hotel where the poolside event happened. And so I worked with Anita, planning that last event that we had at the previous hotel. So then when the new hotel opened, of course, we still wanted to host, and we have the lovely green space in front of the hotel. So I said, why not? Let's do it. Let's do it out on the green space. We're going to put up tents. We're going to cook burgers. We're going to have a great old time. And by the misfortune of Anita Jackson passing away, I became the chairperson. And we developed it from, a new start on the green space and bigger and better every year. And then in turn, to honor Anita Jackson, we do more of fundraising for this event so that our proceeds can benefit the Anita Jackson Community Scholarship. Anita Jackson was a wonderful, wonderful person in the community, advocate for Franciscan University, among many other organizations. And she was just so involved in the community, and just a great woman for people and young people to look up to. Therefore, that is what we decided to do our fundraiser for. So with that said, there on the green space, we felt it was a little premature to hold our event this year, next week, August 5th. But of course, we still want to have a fundraiser. We still want to be able to give out scholarships. We were fortunate enough last year to raise enough money. We gave 4 $1,000 scholarships to any student in Jefferson County School, furthering their education. So like I said, we wanted to definitely still be able to have a fundraiser. We wanted to build up our scholarship fund. So we are having a virtual event. So next Wednesday, August 5th, at the green space between 3 and 5, we will sell tickets. And at 5 o'clock, we will start pulling winners. And what you can win, I counted today, I'm up to 18 beautiful gift baskets and prize items that you can win with your donation. So a minimum of $20 donation gets you a ticket into 18 plus beautiful baskets that we will be raffling off next Wednesday, August 5th on the green space. So if you're interested, you can see me at the hotel. You can contact the Chamber of Commerce. You can visit the Chamber of Commerce website, and you can purchase your tickets online, or you can stop by from 3 to 5 on the green space and purchase your tickets. And we are also going to be having socially distanced, masked, of course, fresh squeezed lemonade for your enjoyment when you come and purchase your ticket. So it definitely is it's a great cause, and it's very much evolved, and we are so proud that we can do this and help students out and honor Anita Jackson. She was such a wonderful person, and honorary ambassador of Jefferson County Chamber.
All right. So, folks, you have heard it. The Burger Bash will take place this year, August the 5th, 3 to 6 at the Green Space. If you want to come and buy a ticket, and that gets you one chance in each of the now 18 baskets. And you can have some fresh squeezed lemonade under your mask. in the space. So I'm guessing you don't want folks to linger and hang out. Just come and get some lemonade and buy a ticket, support the event.
Yeah.
You can buy a ticket online at jeffersoncountychamber.com. You can also purchase tickets by calling the chamber office at 282-6226. So again, that's for the Burger Bash put on by the Jefferson County Chamber Ambassadors. And how many years have you been doing this, Nicole?
This is my 4th year being involved. The previous year was Anita Jackson's last year, but this would have been the 10th annual.
Oh, okay.
So it's been going on for 10 years, and typically we have a DJ. It'll go to karaoke, a cornhole contest, and just a great way to mix and mingle with your chamber members. And we try to get prospective members so they can see our chamber events really are fun. They're not stuffy like people think a lot of chamber events are. I know, Lori, I know you're on the board as well, and they do a lot of great events. The golf outing is going to be September 22nd, which we've postponed twice. So fingers crossed we'll be able to have it on September 22nd. And it is really a great fun day. Even if you're not a golfer, join in on the dinner. There's tons of prizes. It's really a great event. And then October will be followed up with the annual dinner, which probably will be a casual masked event as well. A little bit on the casual side so that we can avoid or sit with the regulations. So business after hours, the chamber hosts, they also host First Fridays, typically not in the summer, but we host them at our businesses that are bars and restaurants. And it's just a casual evening of getting together, having an appetizer, cocktail, so forth, and just hanging out. Coffee and Connections, which is typically held the second Wednesday of the month. And again, it's at a local business restaurant, caterer, where it's a quick networking breakfast from 8 to 9. And you get to stand up and have your 60-second spot to talk about your business. That has really exploded. We've had 60, 70 people at the last few that we've had. Unfortunately, again, we haven't had one since probably February or March. So look for that to come. We're excited to be able to start those up again, hopefully here in the fall. And those are a lot of fun. A lot of events that our chamber does that are just really a lot of fun. Plus supporting our community. Trish Maple, the director, she's done a phenomenal job keeping everyone up with all of the COVID changes, daily, weekly emails, their weekly Friday newsletter, In the Know. It just has tons of information. It's a really awesome organization. I've never been involved with a chamber that is this active. And they really do make a difference in the community. So if you don't know what a chamber does, a lot of times people don't even know what a chamber does. It just support your businesses, network with other businesses, pass referrals, testimonials of good, solid businesses, and how and you would want to work with them, as well as many other programs that they have in the works. It's really a great organization.
Well, of course, I agree with you, Nicole. There's great value with belonging to a chamber and participating in those events. And sometimes at those networking events, you meet people who can really not only help you move your business forward, but you can also help them move their business forward. So it's really a mutually gratifying organization, business to business organization. So if you're not a member of your local chamber, we strongly encourage you to seek them out and join them. And if you're here in Jefferson County, feel free to stop and see Nicole, one of the ambassadors from the Ambassadors Club. And I'm available. Any one of the chamber board members, Tony Mugianis, who's tuning in this evening, any one of us would welcome the opportunity to tell you about the chamber and why it's important to belong. So, folks, you are tuning into Bright Spots, a weekly show that happens every Wednesday at 7 o'clock live right here on Facebook to share with you individuals and groups who are shining their light in incredible ways in our community. We're going to take a quick short break, show you what's coming up next on Bright Spots, and give us both a chance to catch our breath, and then we'll do a quick recap of what's going on here in Jefferson County. All right, and we are back. A quick shout out to those of you that have joined us. Trudy Wilson, good to see you on the broadcast this evening. Mike and Johnny, and of course we said Tony and Brad. Thank you so much for tuning in this evening to Bright Spots. We hope to see you each and every week on Wednesday at 7 o'clock as we highlight some incredible guests. And this evening, our guest has been Nicole Adamski of the Inn and Suites at Franciscan Square, the Best Western, as well as the Jefferson County Chamber Ambassadors Club. And we are thrilled to have Nicole here with us. And I'm going to bring her back on the stream now. Welcome back, Nicole. It is great to have you here in the studio. And hello to Jamie, who has just jumped in the stream as well. So a quick recap, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about the pandemic and where we see things going as we get back to normal. So Nicole, give us another recap of the Burger Bash, and I will put the graphics up on the screen so folks know how to get tickets.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks, Lori. So the Burger Bash, it's a Chamber of Commerce ambassador fundraiser. I've been fortunate enough to be the chairperson the past few years. And unfortunately, since we cannot have it in person this year, and we want to still raise funds for our Anita Jackson Scholarship Fund, we are having a virtual raffle, have at least 18 baskets and counting as of today. You can purchase your tickets on August 5th, next Wednesday, on the green space at Franciscan Square from 3 to 5. And at 5, we'll start picking the winners. So you can purchase your tickets from 3 to 5 at the green space, along with a complimentary fresh squeezed lemonade as your socially distancing ambassadors create those wonderful drinks for you. Or you can also purchase your tickets on the Chamber website or in person at the Chamber, or stop by the Inn at Franciscan Square and see me and purchase a ticket. We're so excited that we can raise these funds and still present scholarships to students in the spring. We were fortunate enough to give out 4 $1,000 scholarships last year, and hopefully we can match that again this year with everyone's support. So hopefully we can see you on Wednesday briefly there, and or purchase your tickets on the website.
And any ambassador has tickets to the Burger Bash, is that correct?
Yeah, so you don't have to have a physical ticket as long as we have your donation and we put your entries in. You get one entry into every basket with a minimum donation of $20.
So tell us what's in the baskets. What kind of baskets do you have?
We have a wonderful basket donated by Toronto City Schools that is along with our theme. It's lemons. It's a drink container with all kinds of goodies that go along with it. We have from Valley Hospice a lovely picnic basket, red and white check picnic basket with lots of picnic goodies, plates, cups, and so forth. We have a few gift baskets from the Prodigal Daughter, which is one of our members down on 4th Street. Just all kinds of goodies and knickknacks. If you've never been in that store, it's awesome. You have to just check that out. Proforma Innovative Services, they make promotional products. So we have a nice electronic gadget basket from them. Kane Realty and Auctioneers, they do fabulous baskets. And it will only be arriving day of because it will have fresh lemons, fresh berries, and some adult cocktails to go with it. Well, we have a variety of other items such as a desk chair and shredder from the Office Depot. We have some gift certificates from Downtown Bakery, Naples Spaghetti House. So just a variety of different awesome. I haven't put mine together yet, but it will have an overnight stay and some other goodies to go along with your overnight stay.
So if you're tuning in and you think, wow, I'd love to donate a basket, is it too late?
No, absolutely. We can always take baskets if you're willing. That's wonderful. We are trying to also collect some items purchased from our restaurants and retailers who have suffered through the pandemic. So we want to support them however we can. So some of those items are coming from them as well.
Awesome. All right, folks. So you heard it. If you are watching and you'd like to provide an item or a basket for the Burger Bash to raffle off to help raise some funds for the Anita Jackson Scholarship Fund, it's not too late. You can drop those off to Nicole at the Inn and Suites at Franciscan Square. She would be happy to take those off of your hands. And Nicole, I will put something together for you.
Awesome.
I think that we can come up with something. So we'll circle back to this before we close, but I would like to just ask you, what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge for the hotel industry as we begin to reopen and, well, golly, as we get back to whatever the new normal is going to be? What do you think is going to be the biggest challenge?
I think the biggest challenge is probably just travel in general, people feeling comfortable traveling and knowing that they are safe and that things are, rooms are clean and sanitized, and people are respecting wearing masks and socially distancing in the breakfast area, in the pool, in the fitness areas. So I just think it's everyone respecting the rules and everyone else, and, just travel in general, people feeling safe.
All right. So I see we have a few more people that have joined in. Stacy, Chris, Bridget, and Judy, thank you for joining us this evening. We are so glad to have you. Our guest this evening is Nicole Adamski of the Inn and Suites at Franciscan Square and a chamber ambassador with the Jefferson County Chamber. We've been talking this evening about the Burger Bash, a fundraiser for the Anita Jackson Scholarship Fund through the Chamber Ambassadors. It is taking place next Wednesday, August the 5th from 3 to 6 p.m. You can purchase tickets from 3 to 5. And then beginning at 5 o'clock, they will start awarding a plethora of baskets that they have available. And we are so excited that you were able to come on tonight and talk about that. Nicole, is there anything else that you would like to share with our listeners and our watchers this evening?
I just would like to say, I think with pandemic, everything that's going on, just the respect for each other and, what everyone's going through and especially like your healthcare workers at Trinity, the putting yourself at risk for the help of others. It's amazing what we've seen people do from grocery stores to restaurants to still be able to provide for the community and the support to try and keep our restaurants going and our retail shops going and so forth. I think that that Steubenville is definitely a tight-knit town, and I think everyone has really supported each other, and just to continue to do so, and just keep your hopes and positive thoughts in mind to be able to get everything back to, like you said, what the new normal is going to be. We, like you said about shaking hands and so forth, it really is, you take these things for granted, and hugging people and just being together. We took a lot of things for granted, and I think that in turn it has brought families closer. You don't have to run, you don't have to go out to eat, you don't have to go to the movies, you don't have to spend time with your family, do some crafts, go to camp. Campgrounds are really exploding, I think, because people sort of feel safe because they're outside and so forth. And that's a great, we've always enjoyed that. So I just think, keeping yourself safe and healthy and respecting everybody else and what they want to do and supporting the community and, staying close with your family. And, hopefully my daughter lives in Connecticut and we're trying to plan a trip there in a few weeks. So hopefully we'll be able to go visit her. I know it's been a long, long, hard road for her, not working. And hopefully, she'll find something, some work here soon. And as well as so many people out there that, that have been through some difficult times. I saw the line up today at the Urban Mission cars down there, where they provide food for everyone. That's wonderful. There's so many organizations in the Steubenville, Jefferson County area that I never knew existed. Thankfully I've never had to rely on any of those, but especially all of the ones that the United Way supports. There's so many support systems here in this town that a lot of people may not even know about, but it is amazing. It's amazing, how people help each other out there. And I think we just all need to continue to keep that in mind and keep in mind, helping everyone who is struggling and keep them in your thoughts and prayers. And we'll get through this. We'll get through it. I should have worn my Chamber We're All Essential t-shirt. Oh,
that's true. I think that is one of the things that has been a bright spot throughout the pandemic is that the support from those organizations and individuals in the community for those who needed the help has been unbelievable, just unbelievable. The way folks have stepped up to grocery shop for their neighbors, to pick up medications, to help deliver meals. I'm always humbled at what you witness when times get rough. And it's an honor to be part of that community. It's an honor to serve this community that has so many champions here. So Nicole, thank you again for coming, and thank you to all of you who tuned in this evening and are tuning in later to Bright Spots. We encourage you to come back each and every week for another episode. This does conclude this evening's episode, and we are so glad that you are here and you come back every week. And if you know of someone that is a bright spot that you would like for us to highlight on the show, please shoot me a message. Let me know. Love to have some additional folks. We are scheduled out through September now, so we're looking at later in the fall, but we've always got room for guests. And if Nicole will tell you, if I need to move things around a little bit, I had to move around to get her in here quicker so we could talk about the Burger Bash. My guests are always willing to make things happen. So if you know of someone or an event coming up that you would like us to talk about, please let me know so that we can get someone that you know is a bright spot on our show. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week. And we will see you next week on another episode of Bright Spots. Bye-bye all.
Bye. Thank you.